Hey guys, it's lovely to see you again, my loves. It's makes me happy when I talk to you. I think of you all out there. I know I haven't met most of you, but I think of you and I love hearing from you. And I wanted to, again, sorry, I've been like a lot on this topic, but it's kind of a big week as we hit our Internet Grandmother and I celebrate our anniversary, and it's got me feeling very reflective. I'm going to tell you one of the biggest secrets that has helped our marriage. I believe this is true for marriage in general, and I believe, though, again, everything I'm telling you is not just applicable to marriage. This, I believe, is applicable to nearly anything else in life that's worthwhile and that's good, whether that is, some important goal, or a relationship, a friendship, family, sibling, parent relationships, whatever, and even, career goals. I think pretty much anything good. I think in life, I think this applies to. So when my wife and I first were engaged, we got some advice from a very grizzled old guy. He was a professor of, like, I don't know, whatever you take. He's like a marriage counselor. He was a professor of, like, family counseling kind of stuff. We took a class from him. Anyway, I say old, is probably not that much older than I am now, but at the time, to us, he seemed ancient. But he said early on, and I hated this, he said commitment is more important than love. I hated that because he didn't know us. He didn't know our relationship. Our relationship was different. It was new and unique. In all the history of humankind, our love was going to be brighter and purer and deeper and burn longer and hotter. And, it would just rewrite the whole history of love in this world. Turns out sometimes old people know what they're talking about. Sometimes people who've studied something know what they're talking about, because he was right. For a while that love was enough to carry us through, but very quickly, you start hitting real life, and suddenly there's real challenges, and suddenly you still love, but you don't maybe feel it. It's not quite so present. And that's the reality, is anything we do, even things we love, are going to have times when we don't love it. All right. There's things I love about my job, and there's things I don't like about my job. Now, the former, the things I like, outweigh the latter, but there's times I have to just be committed. Anything I've ever done that's hard, I've talked about this, was good, but that's why you have to be committed. Commitment is what gets you through. When I was a kid, we had dot-to-dot puzzles. I don't know if they still do those, but like there'd be these magazines and like games for kids, and dot-to-dots. Basically, it was like an artist drew a picture of something, but then they erased, they made it a little dot. So you'd connect one dot to the next dot to the next dot to the next, and you'd basically end up, making a picture. It was pre-drawn. You just connected the dots. Well, I guess, love is like those dots, but it takes a lot to connect them, right? You can't just, there's times when you got to be able to keep going, even if you're not feeling the love. So again, just that is true in every domain of my life. It's been particularly true in my marriage. We have had very dark times and challenges, real challenges. However, we've also had just incredibly beautiful, wonderful times, and those have become, more and more frequent. And I'm really glad we stuck together. I think my wife would, I know she'd tell you the same, but I'm trying to only to speak for myself. There were challenges, but it was worth it. But we needed commitment. Commitment is like the greenhouse for your love. It shelters it and keeps it growing, even in difficult times. So, big key to happiness. And as always, I do want you to be happy. I'm sending you all my love. Sincerely and much love, Internet Grandpa.